Hi everyone! Welcome back to C2 Novel and Vocab Week 20. Woo! Thank you for joining me again this week, and let's get started, okay? So, who am I? My name is Ms. Kimberly, and the goal of our session today is to have students, you, understand each word in our vocabulary workbook. And to be cognizant, which means to know and understand some of the phrases in our novel book that may be a bit difficult for us to understand. So let's get started. What is today's agenda? First, we'll go over week 20 vocabulary. 2, go over the extra example sentences. And 3, review and self-study. So why are we doing this? 1, for vocabulary acquisition. This is for you to understand all of the words, because while you're studying the definition, synonym, antonym, and the part of speech of the word, this can greatly improve your reading comprehension when you're reading novels and other types of text, and also enhance your contextual usage, so you can use your context clues. Example sentences for number 2, this will help us with our writing variation. By looking at a variety of example sentences with one specific vocabulary word, students can learn how to use the word in different sentence structures. So this will make your writing a lot more interesting and different. So please, let's go and open up our vocabulary workbook, and please go to week 20. Week 20. That is on page 118, 118. Okay. The first word is sedentary, and the synonym is immobile, and the antonym is active. We're moving around. So the part of speech is adjective because we're describing someone, and the definition says involving little exercise or physical activity. A sedentary lifestyle leads to weight gain. Which is true, because if you're just going to be laying down all day and you don't exercise and you don't do anything physically, then all the food that you eat, you're going to gain weight. A sedentary lifestyle leads to weight gain. Example 1 at the bottom. Oh, please repeat after me. A sedentary lifestyle leads to weight gain. So, 2, or example 1. The sedentary habits of sitting for long periods can impact your health, so it is essential to stand up and stretch regularly. So instead of staying lazy and, sitting down or laying down all the time, we should get up and do something. Number 2, the teacher suggested incorporating short bursts of physical activity into the lesson to break up sedentary periods. So sometimes you're working at your desk, and sometimes they say, okay, let's go stretch for a little bit. In America also, we have an area that's a carpet where you can sit down for like story time, and then you'll go to your desk to do the work, and then you'll stretch and stuff here and there, so that you're not just sitting at your desk the whole day. Okay? Great. Everyone say sedentary. Number 2, the word is vague. Vague, and the synonym is fuzzy, and the antonym is clear. And the part of speech is adjective, and the definition says not clearly expressed or known or described or decided. We're not really quite sure. It's not enough information, so it is vague. The example sentence says, she was confused by his vague explanation. So the explanation was not very specific or good enough, so this person was still confused because it was not specific. It's not clearly expressed or described. Vague. So repeat after me. She was confused by his vague explanation. Example 1. When the teacher gave a vague explanation of the assignment, the students were confused about what to do. So if the teacher was like, okay, do this page and that page, okay, everyone go. And then the students were like, what page? She didn't say what page. And what book? What are we supposed to do? Because of her vague explanation, it wasn't specific or clearly expressed, The students didn't know what to do. Example 2. The story's ending was vague, leaving readers curious and wondering what might happen next, which is something that authors do a lot. So at the end of the book, you're left to think, so is this going to happen or is that going to happen? What did the author mean by this? Especially with books that have sequels, a next book. So you're done with reading book 1 and then you have reading book 2. Then they don't tell you everything how it ends because they want you to read book number 2. I want to say vague. Great. Number 3. The word is gullible. Gullible. The synonym is naive, and the antonym is skeptical. It is an adjective which means easily deceived or tricked, and too willing to believe everything that other people say. So if I say, hey, Kimberly, the sky is purple, but I look up and it's nighttime and it's not purple at all. Or if I say, hey, Kimberly, the sky is black, but it's daytime. And then you believe it, that means you're gullible. You're easily fooled and easily tricked. Let's read the example. My brother is so gullible that he believes me when I told him peas come in different colors. So this picture here, they have an orange one all of a sudden. And then I said, hey, did you know that they come in different colors? And then the little brother was like, oh, really cool. He just believed him. Repeat after me. My brother is so gullible that he believed me when I told him peas come in different colors. So here's a better one for you to realize more. Example 1, the gullible student believed the rumor about a school field trip to the moon, even though it was clearly made up. So here, a student was like, what? Really? A field trip to the moon? We're going to go to the moon? We're going to space? Wow. But would that actually really happen? He was gullible. Example 2. Being gullible, the child was easily convinced that eating spinach would make them super strong like a superhero. So, they're like, oh, eat this spinach, eat it. And I was, no, I don't want to eat it. And then you're like, eat it. It'll give you superpowers like a superhero. And then the boy will be like, oh, wow, really? Okay, I'll eat it. Gullible. They're easily tricked and easily deceived. Okay. Number 4. Everyone say boastful. Boastful. The synonym is bragging and the antonym is humble. The part of speech is an adjective, and the definition says praising yourself and what you have done. You're like, wow, I'm the best. Cool. I'm so awesome. Boastful. Example sentence, he is such a boastful person that I don't always believe him. So here in this picture, because the picture isn't with the sentence, this person caught a fish maybe this big, where my mouse is. But then he was like, oh yeah, I caught such a good fish. It was so big and it was so awesome. Like, I'm so great. But it really wasn't. Boastful. Always just saying too much about yourself. Repeat after me. He is such a boastful person that I don't always believe him. Example at the bottom. During show and tell, the boastful student couldn't stop talking about their incredible vacation and all the exciting places they visited. So here at show and tell, the student was like, oh, I went to Thailand and I went to France and I also went to Spain and I went to America and then I went to Africa. It was such a great summer vacation. It's kind of boastful, saying that he did so many great things. And example 2, we should refrain from being too boastful and be humble instead. So instead of saying like, oh yeah, I got 100% on my test. I'm so cool. I'm so awesome. Whoa. Instead, we should be humble and we should say, oh, I did okay on my test. The test was good this time. Instead of saying, I got 100. I'm awesome. Instead of being boastful. Okay? Great. Number 5, the word is descend. Everyone say descend. The synonym is decline, and the antonym is ascend. It means to go or come down, which makes it a verb because it is an action word, right? The airplane is starting to descend now, meaning the airplane is starting to go down. Okay. Repeat after me. The airplane is starting to descend now. Example 1. As the airplane started to descend, the passengers could see the city lights sparkling below. So I made the top sentence a little bit longer so that you're able to understand. As the plane is coming down, then you're able to see all the city lights, or maybe because it's nighttime, all the city lights glimmering and sparkling. Example 2. The hikers carefully descended the steep mountain trail, holding onto rocks and trees for support. So these hikers they reached the top and they're coming back down. But we don't want to say go up and go down. We want to sound smarter and use higher vocabulary. So we'll say ascend to go up and descend to go down. Okay? Great. Number 6. The word is embarrassed. Embarrassed. The synonym is ashamed and the antonym is proud. So the opposite of proud would be ashamed. It is an adjective and it means feeling ashamed or shy. I was too embarrassed to give a speech in front of my class. So this person was a bit too shy and they didn't want to do their speech. Maybe some of you feel that way too sometimes. But don't worry, be confident. You can do it. Repeat after me. I was too embarrassed to give a speech in front of my class. Okay, number 1 at the bottom. The girl felt embarrassed when she realized she had worn mismatched shoes to school. So maybe one shoe I'm wearing a red shoe, and then my left foot I'm wearing a black shoe. And she's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I wore 2 different shoes. Okay, example 2. Tom was embarrassed when he realized he had been talking with spinach stuck in his teeth. Oh my! I also felt embarrassed, but not because of spinach. I had a piece of red pepper flake right here in my teeth, and I was talking to my students, and they're like, at the end, they didn't say anything to me, and then they went home, and I looked in the mirror, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a big red thing here. I'm so embarrassed. They didn't tell me anything. Embarrassed. Number 7, everyone say twilight. Twilight. The synonym is dusk, and the antonym is dawn, which is the morning. This is a noun, and it means the period just before it becomes completely dark in the evening. So as the sun is setting, the sun is gone, but right before it turns completely black. Example sentence, the whole city turned orange during twilight. Today, I looked out the window, and during twilight, it was a mix of navy blue and a bit of pink during twilight. Repeat after me, the whole city turned orange during twilight. Sun is down, but it's not completely dark yet. It's that middle time. During twilight, repeat after me, the whole city turned orange during twilight. Did I just say that? I'm not sure. Example 1. During twilight, the sky was painted with beautiful hues of pink, orange, and purple. Beautiful. I love it. Example 2. The campground became even more charming during twilight with the soft glow of campfires. So now it's getting a bit dark, but now the campfire is like the fire is rustling and everything. So it became more beautiful. Number 8. The word is complain. The synonym is grumble, and the antonym is praise. And it is a verb because you are doing something. To say that something is wrong or not satisfactory. You're not pleased with it. You're not content. You're not satisfied. You're complaining. Example sentence says, the man is always complaining about something. I would not want to be with someone who complains all the time. We need to be grateful for the things around us, right? So if a teacher gives you homework, you're like, ugh, I don't want a new homework. Please, I hate homework. That's complaining. Repeat after me. The man is always complaining about something. Example, the soccer player didn't complain about losing the game. Instead, he congratulated the opposing team on their good play. So instead of, oh gosh, we lost. Oh, we always lose. I hate this. Instead of saying words like that, he said, okay, let's go tell the other team they did a good job. Good job, good job, good job. Okay, that's a much healthier mindset to have. Example 2. The students decided to complain to the principal about the broken swings on the playground. So here they're showing that something is not satisfactory. They're saying, Principal, the swings are broken and we want a new swing for our playground. Complaining, but also trying to tell and persuade the principal to buy a new one. Complain. Good. Everyone, let's go back to number 1. Repeat after me. Sedentary. 2, vague. 3, gullible. 4, boastful. 5, descend. 6, embarrassed. 7, twilight. And 8, complain. So instead of doing all 16 words at the end, we're going to break it up half and half. Now let's go to the next page on page 119. And the word for number 9 is occur. Everyone say occur. It is a verb, and this is more so related to accidents and other unexpected events to happen. So a tragic accident has occurred on the freeway because we didn't think that this was going to happen, but it did. Occurred. Repeat after me. A tragic accident has occurred on a freeway. Let's look at the bottom. A lot of people were surprised when the sudden hailstorm occurred in Busan. That was last week. So remember that video when I was like, oh, there's thunder. Oh, there's lightning. And then all of a sudden there's so much like noise. That's because I was recording when there was a hailstorm. And I was so surprised when it occurred because hailstorms don't really happen in Busan, right? Anywho, example 2. The unexpected power outage, that means when all the lights goes out, occurred during the storm, leaving the neighborhood in darkness. That happened to me when I was living in America many times. When there was a thunderstorm or a tornado, we would have an unexpected power outage occur, and we would have to light all these candles on because there was no power. We had no light. So occur, which means to happen. Number 10 means gruffly. Gruffly. Sorry, I'll say it in my regular voice. Gruffly. ly is an adverb, and the antonym is gently. So with my voice change, are you able to somehow understand what the definition is? Gruffly means in a low, unfriendly voice. The angry teacher slammed the door and gruffly told the students to be quiet. Ooh, scary teacher. Definitely not me. Or did I do that? I'm just kidding. So the teacher came in, slammed the door, everyone, be quiet! Gruffly, in a low and unfriendly voice. Repeat after me. The angry teacher slammed the door and gruffly told the students to be quiet. Example at the bottom. During the movie, the villain gruffly demanded the hero to surrender. Hey, superhero, surrender now! Gruffly. Example 2. Steve's dad answered the phone gruffly as he was busy at work. So because he was busy, he answered the phone and said, hello? Who is this? Scary. Low and unfriendly voice. 11. The word is aware of. Aware of. It's an adjective and it means conscious and having knowledge of something. I suddenly became aware of the time while I was taking a nap. So you're taking a nap and you're like, oh my gosh, I think I slept too much. And then you look at the time and then 3 hours passed. Meaning you finally became aware of the time. You're like, oh no. Aware of, to have knowledge of. So repeat after me. I suddenly became aware of the time while I was taking a nap. Example at the bottom, the teacher made sure the students were aware of the upcoming test, giving them time to prepare. So here, the teacher wants them to have knowledge of the test and be aware of to make sure that they know that it is coming up, the test. Example 2. Jen was aware of the surprise party plans, but she pretended to be surprised when everyone shouted, "Surprise!" So even though she knew about it, she was aware of it, she still pretended to know. Number 12. The word is psychologist. Everyone say psychologist. It is a noun because it is a person who studies the mind and behavior. Let's take out the first my. After meeting my psychologist, I felt so relieved. They're like, no more stress, I feel good. Relieved, because the psychologist tells you about how you're thinking and can maybe help you with it. Okay, so take out that first my in the sentence, please. So repeat after me. After meeting my psychologist, I felt so relieved. Very good. The example at the bottom, the psychologist listened carefully to the patient's concerns, offering guidance and solutions. So when you're like a bit anxious and worried about a lot of things, sometimes you can go to the psychologist and talk it out, and then they will help you with your feelings. Example 2. My school had a psychologist who students could talk to if they needed support or guidance. So here, say that you fought with a friend and then you're feeling angry or sad, you can go to your school psychologist and talk to them about it. And they can help you. Psychologist. 13. The word is extraneous. Extraneous. And the synonym is irrelevant, and the antonym is relative. It is an adjective which means not directly connected with or related to something. So I like to always think of this as, I use a little cheat, and because the word extraneous has the word extra in it, I just think it's like extra stuff I don't need. Extraneous. So example sentence, my mailbox was filled with extraneous junk mail. So it's like, come eat at this restaurant, come eat at that restaurant. Extraneous junk mail, some things I just don't need. Okay? Extraneous. Repeat after me. My mailbox was filled with extraneous junk mail. Example sentences at the bottom. The girl removed the extraneous decorations from her room, creating a simpler and more organized space. So say that you have like lights and posters and all these other stuff going around in your room, and you're just like, actually it's just too much. It's not related to anything. Like, why do I have a zebra, but then also I have like pink toads over there? It's just extraneous. It makes the room a bit too cluttered. So she removed it to make a more organized area. Example 2. The detective went through the evidence, separating the crucial clues, meaning important, from the extraneous distractions. So he was like, oh, this clue is really good, we need it. But then he also took some extraneous distractions, other information, and said, I don't need this. It's distracting me. Good. Extraneous. Number 14. The word is debt. Debt. You can either say debt with a little bit of the B sound, or you can just say debt without the B at all. I say it without the B. Debt. It is a noun, and it means something, especially money, that is owed to someone else or the state of owing something. So if you're in debt, that means you owe someone. You're in that state. Or if I say, hey, you have a lot of debt, meaning you have a lot of money that you owe to somebody else. So here, the sentence is the second part, the state of owing something. I was in debt after using my credit card too much. So this person just kept credit card, but they didn't have the money to pay it, so they are in debt, which is the state of having no money and owing money to someone. So repeat after me. I was in debt after using my credit card too much. Example sentence 1. The sentence says, I borrowed money from my friend to buy a new book and promised to repay the debt by the end of the week. So like, oh, can I borrow $10, please? I promise I'll pay you back. And then that debt of $10, you said, I'll pay you back. Example 2. The students learned about responsible spending to avoid accumulating unnecessary debt in the future. So here they learned how to save their money and spend some of their money, put away some of their money, so that they do not accumulate, meaning get more and more and more and more debt. Good. Debt meaning the money you owe. 15, the word is combine. Everyone say combine. It is a verb which means to cause to exist together or join together to make a single thing or group. So it means mix, to put together. Example sentence says, I combined all the vegetables in my bibimbap. Oh, I spoke Korean. Bad. But it's okay because it was in our book. So here in the picture, you combine all of these different ingredients together so that it is one big, beautiful bibimbap and that you can eat. Example sentence. Ben and his sister combined their allowance to buy a special gift for their parents. So they said, hey, I have $10. Do you have, you have $20. Let's combine it, put it together, and use it to buy something that's better. Example 2. Kelly decided to combine her favorite colors, blue and yellow, to create a beautiful painting. So she decided to use the blue here and the yellow here and then combine it all together. Everyone say, combine. Oh my goodness, it's already the last word. Everyone say, multifunctional. Multifunctional. It's an adjective and it means having several different uses. So multi meaning different, functional, how you can use it. So the example sentence says, I can use my multifunctional printer to make copies, scan, and send faxes. Oh, this sentence also, and to print. So it has 4 different functional uses. Repeat after me. I can use my multifunctional printer to make copies, scan, and send faxes. Oh, I should have had my watch. My watch is in the... I don't know where my watch is. Somewhere. Example at the bottom. It says, my new watch is multifunctional, displaying the time, date, and even tracking my daily steps. So I have a new watch. It can tell me how many steps I took that day. It tells me the time. It tells me the date. I can check the weather. I can use cacao. I can do a lot of other stuff. It's very multifunctional. I can use many, many things. Example 2. The community center had a multifunctional room that could be used for meetings, parties, and even fitness classes. So here, this area has a multifunctional room that could be used for different uses. Woo! Let's go back to number 8. Repeat after me. 9. Repeat after me. Occur. 10. Gruffly. 11. Aware of. 12. Psychologist. 13. Extraneous. 14. Debt. 15. Combine. And 16. Multifunctional. Woo! High five for you, and high five for you over there, and high five for you, and you over there. Good job. We finished another week. So it's now your turn to do the review. Self-study. Read all of the words again and read it out loud. Okay, practice your pronunciation and reading the different sentences. If you want to go another step further, why don't you go back to the other slides in this video and read also the extra 2 sentences at the bottom. And then make sure to do your homework on the next page. Oh my goodness, grade 3. Thank you so much for joining me again for week 20. I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care and bye!